Okay, proud of our team's effort. Once again, wasn't the prettiest thing early, but our guys hung in there, faced a little adversity, and came up with some big plays on both sides of the ball when we needed it. I was somewhat concerned. Obviously, we talked all week about making sure we had the energy and the focus and the discipline to come out and play a complete football game. I think we played a good football game, but by no means a complete game. So that's the good news. We got another victory. Like I just told the team, we're always going to appreciate wins. We're 5-1. We took care of business. I'm proud of them for that. There's an awful lot on both sides of the ball that we need to get cleaned up, and that's the good news. So we still haven't played our best. We have an opportunity to go back to work this week and see what we can do to improve. ULM, Coach Barry, their staff, they do a very good job. We knew they're a well-coached football team, and I have a lot of respect for Coach and his staff. So we by no means thought it was going to be easy, and it wasn't. So proud of our effort, proud of our team for making the plays when we had to. So again, we're excited to get back to work and see what we could do this week.
Mark, at the end of the day, is your team better served by having to bounce back the way it did as opposed to just rolling from the get-go?
Well, yeah, I mean, surely we don't, want it that way. We'd love to go out and start fast all the time, but sometimes it doesn't. So you have to, I think it does show some maturity of hanging in there when things don't go well, keep on battling, believing in each other and believing in what we can do on both sides of the ball and on special teams, and fight back like we have to make plays and get ahead. And we're fortunate to get a couple big plays. The big play by Javis I thought was big at that time. And then I think Josh came right back with the pick or vice versa. But some big plays on both sides of the ball.
Mark, it seemed like in the first half when you were kind of struggling with Bud, you made several different big plays with blocking the field goal, a couple of sacks and all that kind of kept the position. How important was his play that first half?
Well, it was very big. And once we started, realizing kind of what some of their game plan was, again, I think they're very well coached. And we started playing some coverage and letting our D linemen rush, and they had a hard time blocking them. So Bud's an impact player. Coach Barry and I were talking about that before the game, and he came up with some more big plays today. He's very disruptive.
Mark, you said this week that Boom had practiced well. Did you get a sense that he kind of wanted to make some amends, and what do you think how he played?
I'm sure he did. He was focused and fresh. So he went out there and did some big things, and I thought it was good because obviously we had our struggles offensively early, and to have Boom get that big kickoff return right from the start, we got 3 points and didn't get very many yards, but we still got 3, and it was good to start that way.
Was this the Javis Blue you all were hoping for when you kept worrying about
Yeah.
getting back healthy?
Yeah, I think we Neil did a good job of making a conscious effort of trying to get him involved because he's a heck of a football player, as you could see. And we've just been a little off here and there, whether it be him or the quarterback or a protection, So he's had some opportunities set up for him. We just didn't get it to him, and we'll continue to work on that. And we have some other weapons, but Javis is a very good football player. We need him to play like that.
A lot of talk about Josh Forrest's play and some criticism of his play.
Yeah.
Were you happy to see a guy?
It seemed like he bounced back. It really did. Josh, as I've said all year, he's done some things exceptionally well and some things he needs to improve, but that's all of us. We all can say that every day. And I love his effort, and he's been solid, and, he's, he holds the defense. He makes a lot of adjustments and calls, and he's been on the money. So we just need to play more physical and do, clean up some things in the run game, but it was good to see him play well.
Mark, if somebody had come to you when training camp started and told you you'd be 5-1, in your heart of hearts, would you have been surprised? Would you have been what you expect?
No, I mean, I don't. No, I wouldn't have been surprised. I mean, we knew we had an opportunity. I really did. I felt like we had a good team, but I didn't know for sure. No, we have to go prove it and see what we can do. I felt like we had some pieces in place, and like I said, I feel like the coaching staff, offensively, defensively, special teams really do a good job, and our team worked extremely hard, and you know, that's been the message this week. You know, we've worked extremely hard for whatever it's been, 18, 19 months. And, you know, in 60 minutes, all that could go down the toilet if you don't take care of business in a game like this. So we haven't been perfect, but we've been doing the things necessary to put ourselves in a position for this.
Mark, the defensive line, you've been able to sub a lot of guys
Yeah.
in and out. How do you feel about that unit right now?
I feel pretty good. You know, they really have played pretty well. And, you know, the minute you give up some rushing yards, everybody wants to put it on the D-line when, you know, I've talked about all phases of the defense. So up front, they've been pretty solid. And I feel like we have some good depth. And even tonight, you know, we were playing one short a good amount of the night, and they were still stopping the run game when we were one short in the core.
Elam's name getting called a lot, and again, without watching film, were you able to see?
I wasn't able to see much. I asked Matt, I said, how'd you do? He said, good. So I don't know, we'll see, you know. So I said, all right, big fella, let's go. I really did. I asked him late in the game, I said, how'd you do in there today? He said, good. I said, all right, good. Well,
Last week, Bud gets the pick six. Today he blocks a fifth. Is there anything he can't do out there?
no, you've heard me say it all along. I mean, how versatile he is. I mean, he's an exceptional football player. He really is. He's instinctual, you know, plays with great energy. He's been a great leader, very versatile. I feel like he could play a lot of positions. I feel like he could play any three linebacker positions or just about any D-line spot, depending on the down and distance. So he's very versatile.
What do they show you when, you know, it's 14-3, they're driving your territory, and then have that quick strike to all of a sudden score 21?
Yeah, that was big for us because I just felt like we were really, you know, obviously we weren't playing very well at that point, and they were playing good. Give them credit. And so I thought it was important to, you know, what came first? I think Javis's ball, you know, so to get that, by Javis making that great play, and then we got the pick six after that. So it was nice to see both sides step up when we needed it.
Did Neil say he was going to spend a week trying to deflate JoJo's head a little bit? Do you think
Yeah.
he got a little
It shouldn't be a problem now. But no, we love JoJo. You know, like he told me coming out, he said, I'm sorry, Coach. I said, for what? You know, you're not perfect. You're going to make mistakes. And that's why we had to get him some touches later in the half to get him back out there doing it and operating and everything. And we'll need it, and he'll play well.
Looking at the numbers here, you weren't able to get a lot of your running backs a good amount of carries. Is that due to time of possession?
Yeah,
how much does that concern you?
59 snaps we had.
Yeah.
You know, that's not what we want to do, obviously. And so what we have, that's 2 possessions on the pick sixes, right? Was it just 2? And then the 1 short field on the kickoff returns. That basically takes about 3 possessions away from the offense right there. And we didn't do as good a job of getting off the field real quick early in that game. Later, I felt like we got some stops, but they controlled it a little bit and moved it on us, and it shortened up the game. So 59 snaps, and we were struggling. You know, nobody offensively got the touches they probably wanted to.
Mark, was it good just to get Reese fill up some snaps? You know,
Yeah.
field side?
Absolutely. And that's where, you know, that fine line, you know, of letting them go out there and operate to get some experience. We need to throw it around a little bit in that situation and let them get some experience. But on the other hand, you really want, you know, have great respect for Coach Barry and that team, and just wanted to get out of there at that point too. But, you know, there was always that balance of just getting them some practice. And we had a new center in there too, so he started his first snap with the ball snapped at his feet. That didn't get him off on a good start. So he was a little flustered there, but we just got to get him in there, get him going.
You said you might not be surprised by 5-1, but Georgia beat Missouri today, so you're heavily tied for first place in the SEC East.
I love it.
Surprising?
I love it. Let's go. Yeah.
Hey, Coach, I don't know if you paid attention tonight, but, you know, when y'all finally got the momentum, when y'all started to get going on offense, your defense that got back on the field before they had lined up, they started dancing. When you just started playing, did you pay attention to that?
I didn't. I really didn't. But, you know, we needed to create some energy today. You know, it was a little, obviously, everybody was a little flat, you know, whether it be the fans, the early game, and the team all week, you know. So, you know, I was honest with y'all all week when I felt like we were having good practices and everything, but the energy wasn't as high as it normally is. And so that always concerns you a little bit. But, again, I felt like they kind of took care of business, and I wanted them to create some energy, you know, amongst our team, amongst all the guys, whether dressed and just sitting back there. We need everybody pulling and everybody getting, having an impact.
What exactly did you say to them after the first quarter?
I don't recall exactly what I said, but I just didn't feel like we were real locked in. And, it's hard to define that. You've heard me talk about some other games when I felt like we were really locked in, whether it be adjustments and coverages and really on point. And I just didn't feel like we really were. We were just off. And, again, they were making good plays. Give them credit.
Mark, do you feel like overall, do you feel like week by week the team's confidence is growing?
I do, because I think, we're seeing us win some games when we're not playing our best. It's not like we're just out there playing above what we can do. We really feel like we can play a lot better, and that's the good news.
Mark, talk about the obvious. Not every day somebody scores 48 points and they're 1 for 12 on third down.
Yeah, is that right? We were 1 for 12? Wow, yeah, that's not pretty. That's not what we want. You're right. That doesn't happen. I think obviously the 2 defensive scores we set up with the big kickoff return, and just wasn't our best effort. Really, any of us really. We just didn't play our best on offense, defense, or special teams. In any phase, we really didn't play our best. Offense, we really got off to a slow start. So that didn't help us.
When you walked over to the veteran there, that hose, that just kind of spontaneous, or is that something you were?
Pardon me?
At the end, I think it was the third quarter, they honored the veteran on the field.
Yeah.
You walked over and hugged him.
Yeah.
Just kind of spontaneous, or
Yeah.
did you plan to do that?
No, I didn't plan on it. I just saw him over there, and we have a good relationship, so I just wanted to go say hi to him. I told him he was milking it. He wanted all that attention. So, no, we have a good relationship. I love him and have a ton of respect for him. Yeah.
After last season, would you have believed you'd be second in the country in interceptions halfway through the season?
No, I don't think I would have believed that. I'll give you one there. I gotta be honest there. I don't know if we'd have been second. I'd be lying if I told you I did there. So.
4 defensive touchdowns so far this year. That's big time for you.
That is, and 3 in the last 2 games. Last game and a quarter or so. So that was good. And we obviously they were big in both games. Really at times when we needed them, for sure the South Carolina game, but even in this game, it came at the right time. So that's nice to see us have the ability to make big plays on both sides of the ball and in special teams.
Coach, one more win to become bowl eligible. Is that something that you'll talk? I'm sure they're aware of it. Is what we talked.
I'm sure they're aware of it. Let's I really don't want to talk about it because we want to. Every time we tee it up, we go to play to win, and that's the message. And we can't worry about that or try to get ahead of ourselves, or we'll get in trouble. You could see today even I think we're a little ahead of ourselves. We didn't really take care of our business, and had an opportunity to lose the game the way we started. So we just got to learn every time we take the field and get better.
You want to take it week by week, but how's that feel to be 5-1 right now, halfway through the season?
Oh, it does feel good. It does. I'm proud of them. I'm proud of the effort of the team and how hard they've worked. Like I said, it's not just those 6 weeks. I mean, it's been everything that they've done, since we've been here to put ourselves in a position.
In your mind, are you guys a top 25 team?
Doesn't matter. Just got to try to win. If we win, and we all know that if you get enough wins in this league, you'll get your respect.